going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort, and China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
What is your understanding of the biggest difference between what they've done versus what Russia's done in terms of cyber hacking?
That'd take a longer explanation.
We have all the time in the world. Okay.
No, we don't. I have to go see the King of Jordan.
Just one more follow-up on Twitter.
To the best of my knowledge, and I'm getting a report tomorrow morning on this, a detailed report, my understanding is that the Chinese government, not unlike the Russian government, is not doing this themselves, but are protecting those who are doing it, and maybe even accommodating them being able to do it. That may be the difference. Thank you.
Basically, it is using the Hergeli dialectic. You establish one side, then you establish the other side, then you bring them into conflict, then you manage that conflict. So you establish Soviet Union, you establish Hitler, you bring them into conflict, World War II. By managing the conflict, you can control the next decade or so. And as I mentioned, we built up the Soviet Union. We're building up Red China today, Communist China. We're even going to send military technology. So by 1990, 2000, we've established the two sides. We bring them into conflict.
Now tell me, why does Reagan go along with these agreements with Red China, which he just did, to supply this technology? He's not a member of the order. Why does he respond to its stimuli?
Because you've got a group within the administration who are members, who are connected with the order. When you get a group of quite capable men working together, they can wear down opposition, they can erode opposition, because they're all kind of marching in step. If you get 3 men marching in step, they can do more than 20 men marching to their own step.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, you know, I come back with that video just to make you think. And I had to put Anthony Sutton in this video because he called it a long time ago. Now, we remember what the narrative of the Russia hacking. Now, we know Russia's not hacking anything. We know China's not hacking anything. But the narrative, we're going off the narrative. Then, of course, they did sanctions on Russia. With China, they don't want to do any sanctions because, no, they're good trading partners. Guys, we know all of our banks, all of our businesses are over in China. The same people that are running the same corporations in America are funding China. Remember, guys, every conflict is created by the bank. It's conflict management through the Hegelian dialectic, and it's 100% effective. But we know when it comes to actual China, remember, China's leading us into this 4th industrial revolution to get off this digital currency off the ground. And remember, everything is tracked. All your privacy is out the window. But the New World Order has to have a distraction. So we have the C word, we have climate change, and we have cyber attacks. And if you have my New World Order book, you know, when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Well, you know this subject far better than I, and a lot of the dots do indeed point to China. I guess the question is, what do we do about it?
Yeah, first, I think what the administration is doing, pushing back, is exactly right. This is the greatest transfer of wealth in history and has gone on for too long. I think we need to push back on China and tell them it's time to stop. I'm glad to see it was not just the U.S. pushing back, but also the U.K. and the European Union. So this is great. We've got to push back. They're stealing it not only from us, but from everybody. And that's our future. And they're stealing it. And we have to stop it.
Do you think it's coordinated, General? I mean, if you think about what Russia's been doing, Iran has been doing, we've always attributed to rogue agents in those states working behind, or with the backing of the government. Now the China thing, you know, the three of them get their act come together, that could pose a problem.
Well, that's a concern. I don't see that right now. I see China looking more for intellectual property and stealing that. I see Russia going more after the elections and ransomware and stealing money. And I think Iran is going after the Gulf states and those that support them like us. So I see three different parallel paths. It doesn't mean that at some time in the future, Neil, what you brought up is them coming together would pose a significant threat to our country. That's why I think what the president put in the first page of his executive order, the public and private sector have to work together to defend our country. We absolutely need to do that.
Can we just hack back, General? I mean, if they're going to play dirty with us and they're not listening to reasonable solutions, then just do what they do. We have the capability of doing it.
Yeah, so clearly these are things that I believe the National Security Council will look at. What is our response? From my perspective, before we do hacking back and increase the threat landscape and attention, we need to fix our defense. We have more to lose in cyber than both Russia and China combined. We're a highly technical nation, and we've got to fix that. So if I were to respond back and offer that as advice based on my old job, I'd say first, let's fix the defense, get the country on solid ground to defend ourselves by having that public-private partnership, and then look at options to attack back. I think right now it's diplomatic, it's economic, and we can start doing things in a quiet way in the cyber community. And I think all those will be done by the administration.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.